What is up YouTube? KM888 here with my Onomat Ryzeal deck list post the emergency ban list which hit all the floodgates. So rest in peace Pachycephalo. You were a blast while I got to use you. Yeah, we had to go over something else of the list, and I've been testing a couple of things. I even went to the German Open trying to just play a list without anything broken, like any sort of floodgate in the deck. I didn't think searching for a Harpy's Featherstorm ending on Castell was that powerful because it wasn't really a one-card combo. So I didn't want to do that. There's like a Kali Yuga combo that you can do with Alambertian searching the rank ups magic, and then you still need to get to a rank 7 so you can rank up to Kali Yuga. It's like it's all 2 or 3 card combos, and I just don't like that. So I was testing things out, trying to see how the deck played, and I came to this list. Sadly, post German Open, but it's fine. The deck actually works really well, and the 1-card combo is really powerful. So I'm gonna go over the deck profile right now. And then at the end, I am also going to show off the new 1-card combo. So yeah. First things first, I am of course on the same kind of lineup. Triple Dodo Warrior. Card is still the nuts. It's whatever you need. Double Onomatakage. Prefer this over the Dodo Glove, because if you run 2 Onomatakages, then you don't need the Gagaga Magician in the extra deck, and it actually saves a spot. So. And then next we have the coat, and we have Gambara Knight to run down the monsters of the Onomat engine. I'm still not running the Goblinberg. I don't think it is needed. It is an additional normal summon, and I'm already playing a couple of normal summons, and I don't think there's actually a situation in where I would prefer normal summoning the Goblinberg over an Ice Ryzeal, or over a K9 Noroi post side. So yeah, there's always things like that. Triple Onomatopera, the 1 Onomata pickup. I still stand by this card. This card is amazing in this kind of list where you also play with K9 monsters. And you're also going to see in my non-engine, I am playing Bestials at the moment. When you have this many cards that you can put on the field that aren't level 4, making them level 4 with the pickup, crazy. Yeah, I can't say anything else about that. It's just, it's amazing. It always works out, and it is an additional starter because pickup gets you to Onomatopera, which gets you to the Dodo Warrior. So it's kind of a semi starter, even though you play into draw lock. Ryzeal engine, still with the X Ryzeal, double Ice Ryzeal, double Sword, Note, Star, Standard, the 1 Cross, and the 1 Bonfire. Still not playing 7 Tachyons. There is an option in where you can run them, and I'll go over that as soon as we get there. I do think that the deck might need more engine cards, but I tend to lose my die rolls, and if you lose as many die rolls as I do, then you probably need more non-engine. So yeah, basically that's the thought process, because I always lose my die rolls. But in general, I'll go over the option that you have in a couple of seconds. The card that we try to end on, Anti-Spell Fragrance, might seem weird to main deck it. Basically what you do is you go Alambertian to search this out, and because you're not searching out a Featherstorm, you're not searching out the rank up magic, you're not locking yourself into making another XC that you need for this combo. And that way you can just end on Fragrance with the Zexal, a Detonator, maybe some other cards, and that's actually enough. If they cannot use spells, like, I don't care. The worst things that can happen is things like Book of Eclipse, Forbidden Droplets. Those are the worst ones. There's like the branded quick play spell that they have now, which pops a face up card. But if you have Detonator and the Utopic Future Zexal, doesn't matter. They can only target the Utopic Future Zexal with this effect, so they can't even pop the Fragrance. And then Detonator just protects the Utopic Futures Exile, so doesn't matter in the slightest. Ending on this is really powerful. You're going to see that in the 1-card combo. And then the entire rest of my deck is just non-engine, which is still crazy. I'm on triple Fuolos. This card is just the nuts. I wish I could draw this card. It has been the story of my life with this card. On German Nats, I played 6 or 7 rounds. I played 6 rounds, and my opponent had double Fua 3 times in game 1, which is crazy. Double Fua. So I still won all 3 of those rounds, but like that's neither here or there, I guess. I never saw Fuolos going second. I never saw it. So yeah, if you have days like those, then it's just impossible to win. Triple Ash Blossom, card still nuts. Triple Ghost Bell. Love this card a bit right now. It's great against Yummy. It's good against Mitsurugi. It's amazing against Draco Tail because of spells and traps. And even against Malice, the card is still really good. So yeah. Triple Bestial. 3 Bestials might seem a lot, but they all have their different uses. Like Magnamut is just the most powerful one because it gets you to either one, no problems. And you get an extra extender, you get your extra effects, stuff like that. Druid Swarm is amazing because you can combo it with SP Little Knight. And Baldrake is amazing because you can combo it with the next hand trap, which is Izuna. So if you go Izuna into Lupus, you can make a Valon, which is a Dark. And if you have the Bestial Baldrake, you can tribute that off, banish something, and then use the Valon to pop a set card, which is... like, the synergy is amazing. But yeah, I like Izuna. The card is amazing to go into Valon. Book of Moon something is really powerful during your opponent's first turn. If you notice them they are playing like Mitsurugi or stuff, you can even go into Ripper on their turn, and then you can negate like a Mitsurugi effect in the graveyard to special summon itself again. It's really powerful. Lupus on its own is also a hand trap because I am playing Typhon. It's not necessarily like a hand trap, but it's really powerful to put up a Typhon during your opponent's first turn because you can start your turn by trying to bounce something. I've won a lot of games just by having the Lupus already, so not even having the Izuna, which is like, I love it. I love it to bits. Then the next card is actually the one that you can swap out for 7 Tachyons. This is the toss-up for me. I am, at the moment, playing triple super polymerization. The card is amazing. Like, all the decks, there's something that you can do. Against Draco Tail, like, a lot of their monsters are actually Earth. So you either fuse 2 of their monsters, but if you have, like, a Dodo Warrior or something... well, not specifically that, because it locks you into Exceeds. But there are cards that you can put on the field, them being Earth, and then you can just fuse away those guys. So it's really good. Super Poly on itself is a really great card against Yummy, Mitsurugi. It's good against Malice, like all those decks that run the same kind of attributes. But in general, it is a card that you could cut if you feel that you're playing too much non-engine. And because this takes up 2 places in the extra deck, you can just swap in the 7 Tachyon target. So it doesn't really matter. It could be a thing that just cutting the 3 super polymerization, and then you can put in the number 104, the Masquerade, I guess it's called. And you could put in another Exceed, which I'm going to talk like in a minute. And then the last 2 non-engine cards are Called by the Grave and Triple Tactics Talent. Amazing cards. I wish I could play Crossout, I guess, but like Crossout is so difficult to play with. Half of the time it works, the other half it just fails miserably. So yeah. Let's talk Extra Deck. Extra Deck changed up a lot because if you don't have the Fossil Diana, then you don't need Gallant Granite. Couple of other things as well. So Utopic Futures Exile, the Gaga Gaga Girl. We're not running the Magician anymore. Sometimes I do miss him, I have to admit. So if you're not running Super Polys, you could actually run the Magician again. Just being able to go Girl Magician into Utopic Futures Exile and just OTK from there, that's the thing I miss sometimes, but in general, you probably win those games either way. And then not being able to freely use the Gambara Knight is also sometimes problematic. But in general, you can put it back. You can put back the girl with the Kage to Kage, with the Onomat Kage, whatever it's called. So you have options. Duo Drive, Detonator. I'm running the Alambertian to surge the anti-spell. I'm definitely going to try and pick up a secret rare. I hate gold, but it's the only copy I have. The Goddess, you still need this. For the simple fact, I'm not running the Light Dragon at Ignister anymore at the moment because I didn't find space. That would probably be my 15th card. Like, if I wouldn't play Super Polys, I'd probably go 7 Tachyons, use the 104 Masquerade, and then the Light Dragon at Ignister as the 15th card. Because at this point, I think this list is a little bit weaker against Lunalight. You can still make Detonator, of course, to save your guys from Liger. But in general, I just like Light Dragon at Ignister way better. The card is just nuts against the deck. Just being able to make that and put them on the spot of, even if they have double Liger, they can't pop anything. And then you can just freely go into the Utopic Future Zexal or the Eclipse Twins with Dugaris. And you can just run them over. Sometimes I'm kind of sad that I don't run the the Light Dragon at Ignister anymore for Lunalight. But as long as I'm not facing Lunalight, I guess it doesn't matter. Daigusto Emerald, I still feel you have to run this. It's not as much as the need to have something against a certain deck, as much as the fact that this can detach for cost during your first turn, just recycle, get another draw. Playing this many hand traps and non-engine in general is like really good with Daigusto Emerald, so yeah. Evil Swarm Exit the Night. This card is in here just for the sole fact that it's a quick effect. During your opponent's turn, they can make a board, and then when it comes to you, if you know that they have a negate or they can out the first exit that you make, you can just go Exiton, declare priority on its effect, and then you still got your detach from the for the Dodo. So that's really important. And then they have to negate the Exiton because otherwise their board is gone. So you get a negate out of them, and you get to trigger your Dodo, which is just, it's nice. It's nice. Eclipse Twins, it's still there. You need to clear your board a bit, so overlaying 2 rank 4s is important. Also, just the fact that you can send it from X is sometimes crucial, so that's also why the Valon is in here. Sending it from X is one thing, but having it for the Izuna is like... The two engines flow together like that. Ripper, I mean, what do I have to say? Like, imagine you start with Bonfire and they ash it, and you have Izuna. You can make Ripper first, be safe for other hand traps, and then go like Onomatopera, Surge 2, and they can't do a thing anymore. They can't draw you, they can't nib you, stuff like that. So yeah. The final exceed in the extra deck, Typhon. I just love Typhon. Sometimes I make this card like twice in a duel because, like in a game, because they bounce it. And then you just make it again, spin something else, go from there. 2900 isn't anything to laugh at, I think, so yeah. For the Super Poly targets, of course, Mud Dragon and Garura, and then the final card of the extract is SP Little Knight. Really, really good. This card mostly comes up when you're playing in your opponent's first turn with things like Izuna and Druid Swarm, because then you put monsters on the board. And it's easy to go Little Knight then. You can easily OTK with even when doing SP Little Knight. Because SP Little Knight only prevents you from attacking directly. And you can easily make this guy, the Utopic Futures Exile, with like 8 or 9,000 attack, and then you double it with the Dugaris. So then it has like 16 or 17,000. If they only have defense position monsters, you use Gambara Knight to put something of theirs in attack position. So you can just crash for game. If they have something in attack position, like this OTKs really well, even over 3,000 or 4,000 attack monsters. So yeah. Side deck, I am going to show it, even though I guess it's relevant to each own local or regional scenery. Triple Droll, triple Retaliating Sea. I think the Retaliating Sea has become better now because not only does Mitsurugi, Yumi, and the branded Dracotail players use spells that special summon, but also like there's like Sulfacord getting in the mix in some decks, and Sulfacord has the spell card. I think its name is Happy or something. They discard for effect, not even as cost, and then they search to and special summon. So you chain Retaliating Sea. They have to banish their card for effect. They get to search, and all of their pendulum monsters, even if they link them off, they are getting banished. So you're getting rid of some of their resources, and they probably have to make an SP Little Knight before they can start playing more. So if you have Retaliating, it's actually a huge dent in their resource management. So I like that. Double Droplet. I couldn't... Like, I really wanted to play the third Droplet, but I also wanted to play Harpy's Feather Duster. I think this is more important than playing the third Droplet, and I already have a lot now against certain matchups, so I felt Double Droplet was kind of fine. And that's it for the going second card. So it's actually a lot for me. It's 9 going second cards. That's kind of nice. And then I have 6 going first cards. And 5 of them are a K9 package. So triple Noroi, Jokol, and Lantern. For those following my channel, I have already explained this. This is actually really, really great to start with if you see Noroi. So you go normal summon Noroi, effect, special Jokol. Don't use the effect because you overlay into the Ripper. So I'm going to put Ripper on the field. Ripper effect, you're going to detach the Jokol and you're going to search a Lantern. And then with the Lantern, you're going to special summon it together with the Jokol. Using Jokol effects, you're going to search for an Izuna. So at this point, you already have a Ripper, you have Izuna, and then you can use these two to make SP Little Knight if you really have nothing else. So you're going to end on 1, 2, 3 interruptions just of face value there, which is actually really fine. If you have the combo on top of this, like the Onomat Para or Dodo Warrior, you're safe for Droll and Lock or Nibiru, which is really important with the Ripper. And then you don't even need to use these two for an SP Little Knight. You can actually use these as level 4 extenders because of the Onomata pickup. So yeah, that's basically the thought process in the Norois. And then the final card of the side deck is the Unbreakable Exceed Barrier, because you can search it with Gaga Gaga Girl. So that's actually a Solemn Judgment that you can search, which is important. Because you're also searching Anti-Spell Fragrance in the combo, you don't need to run Solemn Judgment anymore. So I had some extra space for going second cards, which is why I'm back on running the Retaliating Seas. So yeah, basically that's that. And then let's go into the 1-card combo. So let's do this. The 1-card combo is simple. It's Dodo Warrior. I'm guessing you've all seen this already, but let's do this anyway. Let's see if I can zoom out a bit. I'm gonna probably have to do it manually, but it doesn't matter. You guys can can hold up with this, right? So like this, it's a little bit further, so it gives a little bit more space. It's not the best, but let's hold on. Use Dodo Warrior's effect, and we're going to send Onomat Kage to the graveyard. Onomat Kage effect, special summon it, and you're going to overlay into the Gaga Gaga Girl. Now we are going to play this as if there's no hand traps, of course, but we are going to play it as well as possible. Girl effect. I'm going to detach the Dodo Warrior, and we are going to search for the Onomata pickup. And then the Dodo Warrior is going to search for the Zubaba, the coat. Activate the pickup, and we're going to search for Onomata Pera. Use the Zubaba, special summon it, and we're going to use its effect to summon the Dodo Warrior. Pickup effect, targeting the coat, which makes Dodo also a level 4. And you're going to overlay these into a Duo Drive. I do realize I don't have that much space, but let's try and use it as well as I can, I guess. Dual drive effect, so we're going to detach the Onomat Kage, which is really important because we need it in our graveyard. And we are going to also detach one of the two of the dual drive. That doesn't really matter as much, so just detach one. And we are going to search for Ice and Sword Ryzeal. The reason we're searching for Ice is because we still have our normal summon. If we don't have our normal summon anymore for any particular reason, you never know why, then you're searching for Sword Ryzeal and Node Ryzeal. And in that regard, you're practically ending on the same board, so it's kind of fine then. Normal summon the Ice, use the effect. And we're going to special summon the X Ryzeal. We do that here. I've already said that a couple of times, because we only control rank 4, so now X can actually search still, and we're going to search for Node Ryzeal. Overlay the X and the Ice, and we're gonna go and make the Dugaris. If you really want, you could overlay Duo Drive and Gaga Gaga Girl into the future Zexal first, and then you get the Dodo Dodo Warrior into the graveyard, which means you'd have 3 cards in the graveyard, and then you could use these for an Emerald, but I don't like to Degusto Emerald right here. I prefer this to keep the Duo Drive on board. So Dugaris effect, detach 2, and you're going to draw 2 and discard 1. Now it does not matter at all what you're going to draw, so I'm just gonna draw 2 non-engine, just to show that it really doesn't matter, because we have to discard 1 as well. We're going to discard the Fua, and we are going to use the Onomatopera, discarding the other one, so we can search for the Gagaga Gambara Knight with an Onomatakage. That's basically why the draw of the Dugaris or Daigusto Emerald is there, because you want to get the free card for the Gambara and the Onomatakage. If you have more cards in your hand, you can just discard whatever you want, but this is a 1-card combo, so I'm not using other cards from my hand for this. I just wanted to have these. Now use the Gaga Gaga Girl and the Dugaris, the Timeless. I am going to put these in the extra monster zone. There isn't a lot of room here, so I'm going to try and move these down a bit. Just for a visual, but it's pretty hard on a small field. So the Utopic Futures Zexal. The reason we make Utopic Futures Zexal is because we cannot be targeted anymore right now. So, and that's important. Special summon the Sword, use Sword effect, and we're going to search for the Star Ryzeal. Special the Star by detaching the Gaga Gaga Girl. Really important. Use the Star effect, and you're going to set the Ryzeal Cross. Activate Ryzeal Cross, and of course, because we have the Duo Drive on field still with the material, we are now safe for things like Nibiru, non-targeting effects as well. You never know, like an Ash Blossom that still needs to come, but they know that you're trying to search anti-spell, so they kept it. Now the Ash Blossom is also dead. Keep the Sword and the Star on field. You want them. At this point, from the graveyard, use Onomatokage's effect. You can banish this, and then you can put the Gaga Gaga Girl back into your extra deck. This is important, because now you're going to reveal the Gaga Gaga Gambara Knight in your hand, revealing the Gaga Gaga Girl in your extra deck, to special summon this guy together with another Gaga Gaga from your hand. So you're special summoning it together with the Onomatokage. Overlay all 4. Crazy works. And you're going to summon Metmec Alambertian. Alambertian effect, detach all 4. What a waste. What a waste. And you're going to search for anti-spell fragrance. Nice. Special summon Sword Ryzeal. Use the effect. Get rid of the Alambertian. You don't need to get rid of the Alambertian. I like to. You could get rid of the Onomata Pickup as well. So that's the thing. Special summon back the Sword. Overlay these 2. Go into Ryzeal Detonator. use the effect. You can attach anything from your graveyard that you want. Usually, I'm probably going to attach the Onomat because this is follow-up in the graveyard. And I don't want my opponent to banish it with some random effects. If you do leave the Alambertian on board, you could now, theoretically, overlay with the Duo Drive and make an Eclipse Twins. If the opponent has something like an Evenly Mesh or something, and they use it, you could pop one of your own cards, sending the Eclipse Twins to the graveyard and special summon like the Duo Drive back at that point. I do not think that matters. There are things that there are situations where that could come up, so that is actually a thing. But I also like to keep the Duo Drive on board for the cross negate, so you don't have to detach from the detonator. It's all dependent on your hand, of course. And then you can set the anti-spell and use the cross effect to return the X and the Ice back to the deck and draw another card. So you return these and you draw, let's say, another hand trap. Doesn't matter. With this, you still have 5 cards in hand. So 5 cards with anti-spell, which is untargetable because of the Future's Exile. You have the cross negate because you have Duo Drive. And the Ryzeal Detonator is going to give you 3 pops. At this point, the Utopic Future's Exile has 4,500 attack. 4-5. So you have lethal on board. If they cannot do anything because of this anti-spell, it's just over. It's just over. You don't care. So yeah, that's the 1-card combo. I hope you guys still like this. It kind of plays the same as before with the Fossil Pachycephalo. But I do not know yet how strong it is in general, because the Pachy had its weaknesses. This probably also has its weaknesses. But time has to tell, so yeah. I hope you guys like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao!